All right, Farm 208, homework week 1, day 2. In this class, it's on Thursday. So 2 videos loaded. This one's from Science 101. You just want to view the first portion on decimal places and proper notation of numbers in medicine. And then this is the one you want to view in full fractions, decimal, and percentages. So just like hybrid part B for week 1. All right, question number 1. How do you convert from fraction to decimal? What do? You take the denominator? What do? You take the top number? Top number divided by the bottom number, right? So, which is its numerator divided by denominator. All right, number 2. So we got 1/8. Let's go to a decimal. So we need to take 1 divided by 8. You guys punch that in. What do you guys get? 0.125. Yeah, very good. So make sure you enter in a 0 before the decimal point. So 0.125. So for this class, you just need the numerical value and a decimal point. No commas for anything over 1,000. You don't need the units or a percent symbol. Number 3. 3 28ths into a decimal, round to the nearest hundreds. So let's punch in 3 divided by 28. It's going to give us a crazy decimal, I presume. So let's punch that in. 3 divided by 28. So what digit is in the hundreds place? Round to the nearest hundreds. What digits in the hundreds? The 0, right? So we got to look to the right. So it's a 7. So what does the 0 become? 1. So just enter 0.11. So make sure you pay attention to where the question wants you to round to. Number 4. We got 5 thirds. Round to the nearest thousandths this time. So let's do 5 divided by 3. 5 divided by 3, it gives us 1.6666, but they want us to round to the nearest thousandths. So we got tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So this guy right here, the third 6, does it stay a 6 or does it go up to 7? 7. Goes up to 7. So you're going to document 1.667. Let's make sure you're rounding to the correct decimal place. Number 5. How do you convert from decimal to percentage? Yep. So you have a decimal. All I do is multiply by 100 to get to percentage. So for us in this course, you don't have to put the percent symbol in your answer box. You just have to put in the numerical value. So 0.125 times 100. Yeah, so for this course, you just need to punch in 12.5 in your answer box. You don't need the percent symbol. The answer key doesn't like it. All right. 7. Convert 0.017 into a percentage. So we have a decimal. We'll need to multiply by 100. And then we do our rounding at the end. So we get 10.7. And it says round to the nearest 0.1%. Well, guess what? The last decimal place is already there to the 10th of a percent. So you're done. Don't have to round. Just enter in 10.7 as your answer. Number 8. Convert 1.667 to a percentage. So just multiply by 100. 1.667 times 100. This time they want us to round to the nearest 1. So we got 166.7. Yeah, so you got to look at this guy. So 6 is in the ones. So 7 is to the right. So we need to round up to 167. So very good. We got a percentage, and this time we want to go back to a decimal. What do we need to do? Yep, we need to divide by 100. All right, 10. We got 175.5%. We need to divide by 100. 175.5 divide by 100. They want us to round. Oh, give all digits so we don't have to round. So that's going to be 1.755. Yep. Not too bad so far. Right, just fraction decimal percentages. Let's go to number 11. We in percentage again. Go to decimal, 0.05%. So all I gotta do is divide by 100, and you'll end up with super small number, right? 0.0005. And it doesn't tell us to round, so we'll enter that number in. .3% into a decimal. 24.3, still dividing by 100. So that gives us 0.243. Number 13. Now we're going to a fraction. Well, we already found the decimal, right? So here's the decimal in number 12. So let's use that to make a fraction. And the easiest way to make a fraction is to identify the last decimal place. So here the last digit is a 3. The last decimal place it's occupying is the thousands, right? Tens, hundreds, thousands. So we know that that's going to be our denominator, 1,000. So the numerator is just all these digits, 243. So don't worry about reducing to lowest terms in this class. You can just leave it as is. So you want to use the slash as the fraction bar. So enter in 243 slash 1,000 for number 13. Number 12?
Yeah, number 12 is 0.243.
The decimal? Yeah, this one's asking decimal. You should have the fraction. So once you checked your answer, you mean? Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Check your answer. So if you want to check your answer, convert this to a decimal times 100, and you should come up with the same percentage. Yeah, so that's how you check your own work. So yeah, 12 and 13 are the same value. So good. Percentage to a fraction. So this is where a lot of students will forget to convert to a decimal first. So make sure you go from a percentage to a decimal first by dividing by 100. So once you get your decimal, now we can convert to a fraction. So for 14, the decimal is 0.005. What decimal place is the 5 in? 1,000. So we know our denominator will be 1,000. What goes on top? 5. That's it. Don't worry about reducing. All right. In this class, you can just leave it as 5/1,000 for number 14. So number 15 is similar. We're starting with a percentage. So always remember to divide by 100 first to get to your decimal. So we got 1.755. So we did this in a previous question above. So same thing when we're doing fraction. What is that decimal place right there? Thousands, right? Tens, hundreds, thousands. And then you put all the digits on top like we normally do. 1,755. Like number 12 and 13, if you need to check your work, all you got to do is divide to get your decimal and then multiply by 100 just to make sure the percentages are the same. Right. So for 15, just enter 1,755/1,000. So for number 16, these are conversion factors. We're looking ahead to next week. You want to start memorizing these conversion factors. So make some flashcards on the ones I handed out yesterday, and then try to commit these to memory. We'll use these approximations for the rest of the modules. So these are all, I believe, just volumes. So a liter is how many mLs? 1,000, right? So by definition, milli means 1/1,000. 2 drams. Yeah. 1 dram is 5 ml, so 2 of them would be 10. What does cc stand for? Cubic centimeter. That is unacceptable notation. We never want to use cc. We always want to convert it to ml, right? 1 cc is 1 ml. We have pints and quarts. So these are very often mixed up. Just remember P comes before Q. So a pint is how many mLs? So a pint would be 480. Right? A quart is 960. So 480 comes before 960. P comes before Q. 1 cup. 1 cup is 8 ounces. 480. 480. 1 pint is 480 mLs. 1 cup is half a pint. 1 cup is also 8 ounces. So half a pint would be 240. 1 cup is 240. Small spoon is the same as a dram for us in this class. That is 5 mLs. 1 ounce, 30 mLs. 1 quart, this is 2 pints. So a pint is 480. A quart would be 960. Pint is 16 ounces. A quart would be 32 ounces. 1 gallon, 4 quarts in a gallon. So that would be 3840. And then 1 big spoon, 1 tablespoon is 15 ml. So make your flashcards, use these approximations, and avoid using a conversion tool online. They're going to use exact conversions. You just want the approximation. Oh, it's misspelled. That should be an A. So additional conversion factors, so not just only volume. 1 kilo is how many pounds? 2.2 pounds. Right? 1 pound is how many ounces? Your baby is 8 pounds, 4 ounces. What is that in pounds? So 1 pound is how many ounces? 60. It's the only one that has ounces on there. That's how you know. A grain is how many? So this is not a gram. This is GR. GR stands for grain. So grain is how many milligrams? Hint, it's the only one with milligrams. 1 inch is how many centimeters? 100 inch? Inch. Centimeters. It's the only one with centimeters. 2.54. 1 meter is 39 inches, but we want centimeters here, which is 100. Because centi means 1/100, right? So again, use these conversion factors. There's other ones out there, but we want to focus on these in this class. All right, prefixes. Do they go at the beginning or at the end of a word root? Beginning. So our base unit for mass is going to be the gram, right? And that has a value of 1. So the base unit always have a value of 1, base. So that's our base. So what does micro mean? Really, really small. It's 1/1,000,000th. That's what micro mean, 1/1,000,000. Base unit has a value of 1. What does milli mean? Milli means 1/1000th. Kilo? What does kilo mean? You have 1 gram of Coke. How much do you have if you have a kilo of Coke? Yeah, you have 1,000 grams of Coke. So kilo just means 1,000. That's what the prefix means. Milli means 1/1000th, and then micro means 1/1,000,000th. So in between each level, you have 1,000-fold increase. So kilograms, 3 dots, then you get grams. 3 dots, you get milligrams, and then 3 dots, you get mcg. So when you convert within the metric system, you're just moving the decimal point left to right. So for example, here you're converting from grams to kilos. So going from grams to kilo on this chart, we got to move our decimal point 3 spaces to the left. 1, 2, 3. All right, so there's its new home. We'll fill in our decimal points. So 1 gram is how many kilos? 1 gram is 0.001 kilograms. Okay. So that is converting within the metric system, because everything is a 1,000-fold difference in between each unit. You just either multiply or divide by 1,000. All right, so let's take a look at number 20. So same thing works with liters and milliliters. So here we're going from liters to milliliters. We got to move the decimal point 3 spaces to the right. So here is our number. Yep. And then we're going to move it 1, 2, 3. There's its new home, and the answer is 50. Yeah. So if you said 50, then you got it correct. So metric system conversion, just multiply or divide by 1,000. Week 1, brand and generic. Did you guys do your med list? No? Okay, I'm going to leave this to you guys. Make sure you look up the brand and generic for these drugs. I'll give you the first few. So Advair is an inhaler. fluticasone and somedrol. Nexium, #1 selling drug, maybe #2 selling drug now, after Abilify, which we did yesterday. Omeprazole, right, for acid.
Can you help me with
Cope, no, here's it out. Just do process of elimination. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, just the one that's left over. Yeah, Advair is the drug, so you want to do the generic name. So I'll leave the rest for you guys. Just make sure you double check all your responses before you submit. So this is homework for week 1, Thursday.